everybody, it is One Up Box time. The One Up Box for June. As you recall, our May One Up Box won the dubious award of Biggest Stumble. And you know, it's not that the box was that bad. It's just that I felt after the Heroes box and the Villains box, the Sidekicks box kind of took us a step back a little bit. It just wasn't as sharp, wasn't as good with One Up Box. Now, one thing you always have to keep in mind with One Up Box is that it is the least expensive of these boxes. So your expectation always has to have that price point attached to it. You know, you're not going to get the items you'll get in a Marvel Collector's Core. You're not going to get the items you're going to get in a Hero box, for instance. You know, those are some pricey boxes. This is an inexpensive box that's almost always got some quality items in it. So 1 month is not going to make or break my subscription to this box. So let's see if they took a rebound in June. The theme for this One Up Box is arcade, and honestly I was a little bit worried when I saw that, just because usually when you see an arcade or retro game theme of some kind, it usually revolves around one of two things: Super Mario Brothers or Zelda. You know, it's usually some combination of those two. Not that those are bad, you know, I like both of those. But it always seems to be those two or some combination of those. So honestly, I was a little bit worried about this box because I felt, okay, I'm going to get a Marvel or a Mario plushie, or I'm going to get some sort of little Link sword or something like that, because you see them all the time in these boxes. So let's see what they came up with in this arcade box and see if my worries are justified. First, we're going to start with the shirt. We've got a mashup shirt. Now, One Up Box does a lot of mashups. In fact, most of their shirts are usually mashups. And the one thing in common with most of the shirts that they do is the quality of the shirt is a little bit on the thin side. So you can see my hand even though it's a black shirt. Now, I've come to kind of realize there's nothing wrong with that. And the reason is they're trying to get these items into a box that costs potentially less than $15. So, you know, you're not going to get the super thick, heavy, you know, shirts. You're going to get the tool around shirts. You're going to get the shirts that, you know, you can wear around the house or whatever. And that's fine. I've come to kind of accept that. Let's look at the design. Mashup. This time is Fight Fight Revolution, a nice Street Fighter take on Dance Dance Revolution. I kind of like the concept. It's funny. It made me grin when I pulled this out. So, you know, as I've said before, if a shirt can make me laugh, then it's probably a pretty good shirt. It's got the little One Up Box logo. You know, whatever. That's okay. I'll live. I've learned to kind of accept that as well. And as long as it's not too obtrusive and not splattered all over the place, I can live with it. Now, here's the thing about this shirt. The design is great, but the material they used, it's that really thick, heavy, plasticky kind of almost iron-on material. You can see it's wrinkled. Those wrinkles haven't come out because when I got this shirt, it was stuck together like that, and it was stuck to itself. And that comes from this kind of plasticky material. The other problem with this is that when it sits on your chest, at least it does for me, you know, no matter how light the shirt is, this part right here gets really hot and warm and sweaty right here. It makes me sweat all the time because it's super heavy. And it doesn't breathe. It's not porous or anything. So it's really thick and really heavy on this part of the shirt compared to the thinness of the rest. So it makes it really warm in this part of the shirt when you're wearing it. Something I've noticed from other shirts that have this kind of, and this kind of reminds me of 90s. So maybe they were going with that, with the retro look, but I haven't really seen a shirt use this kind of heavy material in a while. And the other thing about the decal or whatever you want to call it, these things tend to peel. So I'm a little worried about washing it like it's going to start coming apart. And, you know, eventually all this starts to corrode away would flake away and stuff like that. So, a great concept for a shirt, not so great on the execution. It looks great, the colors are great. I'm just worried a little bit about the material they used. All right. So, let's see what else we got. Continuing on with the Street Fighter theme, they've got a little bobblehead here. This is Ryu, and you've got one of 4 characters in here. I happen to get Ryu, which is good because I like him. And taking it out, it's not so much a bobblehead as it is a move forward and move back head. It doesn't really bobble, like, you know, it doesn't free bobble. It just kind of moves back and moves forward, moves back and moves forward. So not much as far as a bobblehead. The design's pretty cool. I like the giant head, and the arms move with his gloves on it, and his feet actually move. So you can kind of move his feet in different positions. Comes with a little stand in here, so you can stand him up a little easier, but he stands up just fine the way he is without the stand. Pretty decent figure. Again, not your traditional bobbleheads. Kind of a weird take on a bobblehead, but you know, not terrible. All right. Next, we've got a Pac-Man candy tin. I've gotten these before. I don't remember if I have a Pac-Man one somewhere, but the bottom just comes off and there's your candy in there in a plastic wrap. I like these. These look great sitting on a shelf. They're very detailed. You know, as far as the game console looks really good. Obviously, it's licensed, and it just has a good look to it. It looks a lot like a Pac-Man machine of old, and I like that look. The candy tastes like chalk, but you know that. What more can you expect? But this is a nice little thing, a nice little a trinket that looks good if you have a collectible shelf, or especially if you have a retro gaming type display. All right, so we've got a lanyard. Now we've been getting a couple lanyards, some good, some not so good. This one kind of falls in between. It's not as awesome as that Sonic one that we got, but I really like this lanyard because it's clear. It's really colorful. You know, a lot of lanyards you'll get will be black and white, or they'll be all one color, or they'll try to get too artsy, you know, and they'll try to do photorealistic pictures on them, and art, things like that. This is a very basic, you know, 8-bit design, game over, insert coin, press start. I like this design. It looks really cool. It'll go good in my lanyard collection that I have. I didn't mean to have a lanyard collection, but when you go to as many Comic-Cons and stuff like that, you kind of end up with them. But this is actually a really good look. I like this one a lot. So good job with the lanyard there. Yeah, it's a cheap little lanyard. It's not, you know, that valuable or anything, but they did a really good job with the design. All right, and then something that to me, doesn't really fit in with the rest of the theme of arcade, a Spider-Man head zipper pull. Now they try to connect it to the theme by saying it's, you know, Marvel versus Capcom. But really, that's not what this is. It's just a straight Marvel Comics zipper pull. Other than that, you know, it's decent. We've gotten a lot lately in this Marvel Comics IP line, branded line. This is just kind of another thing to add to the keychains and the ice cube trays and all that kind of stuff. So another one of those. All right. And lastly, we've got a sticker. This is a really thick metallic sticker. Just an arcade console. It's got the little Space Invaders on it, and you can see you can pull away and then take the sticker off. It's like a plastic sticker. It's not your traditional sticker. It's got some width to it, which is fine. Throwaway item. And that's pretty much it for all the big items. And then the last thing would be their little button. 1UP box, June 2015, arcade. It's got a arcade stick represented there, kind of a nice little picture. Good to add to the buttons collection for 1UP box. And then your sheet with telling you everything that you've got. I like that Ryu is throwing a ghost at Pac-Man. If you can kind of see that, that's kind of a neat little mashup there. That's it for the box. As far as the box goes, I think they came back quite a bit with me anyway. One Up Box did. I was really impressed with what they managed to get into. You know, a box that is known for not being that expensive. The figure was okay, kind of funny looking. I like the Pac-Man tin. That's a real metal solid item. Sticker was okay, but that was just a throw in. The zipper pull was okay, didn't really fit the theme, but I'm not complaining about it. It's not like I've gotten anything like that before. The shirt was okay. I'm a little worried about the feel of it, you know, so we'll kind of see how that works out, and I really like the lanyard. So, you know, for 12 to 15 bucks, you can't beat this box. Even last month wasn't terrible, but this one brings it back a lot for me. It definitely won't be a sliding box for me, because this one kind of came through for me for the inexpensive box line. So that's about it for this round. Notice we're going through the boxes pretty quick, and I'm getting these videos up real quick. I appreciate you guys with the comments and the views, and you know, we need to share this channel and make it grow, because I'd love to make some, you know, even more videos and review some different things other than boxes as well. But we'll keep going with this, and you know, I'm having a really good time over the past couple of months, and I wanted to just let you all know that I really appreciate all my subscribers, and it's been great to have that interaction with you. Really get to know some very cool people from around the world now, so I appreciate that. We're still working towards 300 likes on Facebook. We'll have a little giveaway for that. Again, we've stalled kind of on the subscribers, but I'm taking a few steps trying to promote the channel and get us up there. We're at 128 subscribers as of this video, so we're inching up there. I think we'll snowball after a while as more people sign on to the channel and really can share these with their friends and loved ones. So that's it for me. Remember, if you want to get on the giveaway, which will probably be second week of next month, make sure you're commenting on these June videos, and that you're a subscriber, obviously. And other than that, we will see you with the next box. Later.